Welcome back, penny pinchers. We're on the move here today at the farm. This is the next video we promised you guys. I'm looking. We got our 2 baby calves there. We're good. We got the 2 baby calves and Papaw's bull. That's the main ones right there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's all of them. That's all we got. There we go. That's important, guys, when you're rotational grazing, is counting your cows, making sure you ain't leaving nothing behind, especially if you got cows that's calving. Be very vigilant. If you got a cow that's coming, that's moving with the rest of the herd, and she looks like she's had a calf, you might ought to go back and take a good look around. You might ought to go back and take a good look around. Look at that right there, guys. Tell you what, that black calf over there, he is a stud. He's a good looking little scooter, I'll tell you that. All these cows is looking good, guys. Even the little motley face heifer right there, she got down on us. When we had Carlson over here from Sturgeon Creek, I don't know if he broke her down or some way, or if I don't know what happened, but she got pretty puny on us there for a while, guys. But we got her. I mean, I tell you, the old trick that we used, and I'd be daggone if it don't work every time. She was down in her foot or ankle or leg or something, and we put diesel fuel on it a few times. We went for a couple weeks, and because she started losing weight because she wasn't getting up and eating or anything like that, and we put the diesel fuel on that foot and on that leg, guys, and after 2 or 3 days doing that, she's well. I mean, there's your old redneck wise trick. I'll be daggone, I don't know what it does, but it works, and it's worked every time for us. All right, here's a good view, guys. Let me get over here where you can see. Look here. Look at them darn things getting into that hay. Look at them. They're feeling good. I know that. They're jumping and bopping around. Dad's going to put a wire around that to keep them from rubbing on. They're not eating it. They're just rubbing on it. They're, as Dad says, they're a little lousy. But I actually might order to venture on down here and shut the gap. That way they don't go back. We just put up one line, this line here on the left, they can get. We ain't got no line on the right, and I'm sorry for everybody for the shaking. I've not got one of those fancy things that keeps the camera steady. They're gonna try to go back on me, but that's all right. I think I can call them back maybe. See, they can go all the way out through there and out into there. So I'm gonna try to hurry and get down here and try to persuade them back. But yeah, this is what we're going through, guys. This paddock we just walked through, or that I'm walking through right now, this was the last one that we grazed here before we went to the back half of the farm. Get over there, girl. That's one of the new cows. She's kind of high-headed, as they say, but that's all right. We'll tame her down. There they go. Yeah, Dad's putting the line up around the hay there. That way they won't rub on it and mess it up. I'll get this little gap handle right here and bring it back and hook it up. And that'll have us. But yeah, this guys, I'll show you into this paddock back here. We call it the barn paddock, obviously. I know that it's had over 30 days rest on it. And you can tell it, guys. It is thick as hair on a dog's back. And good. I mean, good fescue stand everywhere on it. I mean, it is nice. And historically, you'll see in our videos that we posted in the past, we would normally split this paddock up into two. But for what we're doing now, we'll probably split this paddock up into, split this right here that we're looking at, split it up into 3 or 4 different paddocks, and we'll give them the barn lot as a paddock. It's grown up real good. So we'll make this right here normally is 2 paddocks at the most, but in stockpiling mode, which is what we're in, we're gonna divvy it up into several paddocks. And what that does is you may still be covering the same amount of ground in the same amount of time. So when we divide this paddock up into 2, we stay here for about a week. But even though we do that, we're going to divide it up into about 5 or 6 different paddocks this time, and just have a day or 2 in each paddock. So if you look at it at face value, you're really not gaining nothing. But if you really break it down, and I'm going to try my best to do this for you guys, so bear with me. If I give these cows this strip of grass right here, that's only in the frame of the camera that you can see. If I give these cows this for 2 days, and I move them on the second day to this strip of ground for 2 days, that's 4 days, right? I move them to that strip of ground for 2 days, that's 6 days, right? So this first paddock we got on has got 6 days, got 4 days rest. And we've literally went 50 yards. So that's where you make up your time at doing this, guys. The smaller the paddocks and the quicker the moves, not necessarily on your whole field, but those particular paddocks that you're in gets more recovery time. I hope that makes sense to you guys, and if it don't, walk outside of your house and quit looking at the computer and talk yourself through it, because it makes it is it's true, guys. It's true. That's how it works. That's how you buy time in the grazing business. That's how you buy time, and that's what a lot of the guys that's rotational grazing down in Texas, that's what they're doing, just because they've not had no grass growing in months, right? So they're putting their cows in small paddocks and increasing those moves, which in return buys more time for you grass to rest, more time for you grass to recover and grow, right? So that's kind of our thinking, and I apologize for my explaining. That's a good looking little calf right there, boys. Little bull calf. Not a thing in the world wrong with him. I like him. He's a good one. He thinks his mommy's, no, we don't think his mommy's down there. He thinks his new friend's down there. That's what it is. But we fenced in this little driveway here at Granny's. We grazed this not too long ago. It was actually the last thing we grazed before we moved on the back side of the farm. And I want you to look at this, guys. It's a jungle. So what me and Dad's doing right now is we're just going to lock these cows in on this right here for a couple hours. Make them where they have to get in it. They have to tromp it down. They have to eat it. So we're not doing that to be mean. We're just doing that to prune up a little bit. And these cows love this Johnson grass. It's a little mature for their liking, but they'll definitely eat it. And they'll eat them seed heads too, guys. Right there's that cow that just had that new baby a week or 2 ago. She's doing good. Look how fat she is, guys. And that's all that is minerals and grass. That cow ain't had corn in so long. Since she's been with us, she don't know what corn is. But look how fat she is. Look over here on this left-hand side. Look at that thing. I mean, she just literally had a calf, guys. That's the power that this grass has got if you got small frame animals. Now, if you got a 1,800 pound cow, she ain't going to do good on grass just because she requires more. That's the comparison to the diesel engine to the gas engine. They require more maintenance, they require more fuel, they require more expensive stuff to run. I guess is a good way to compare small frame cows to big frame cows. That's why I like that Hereford bull papa so good. He's small, which means he's going to throw small calves like that white-faced calf right there. But these cows, that's how they do when they come into a new paddock. They'll go as far as they can go and turn around and come back. So now they're all coming back to the grass, and they're gonna get in on this right here and absolutely bust a gut. And that's what we want them to do. Tell you what, guys, this little heifer right here, she's either gonna be bred to Carlson or Papaw's little Hereford. He's full-blooded. He's full-blooded Hereford. I'm excited for the calf she's gonna have, whether it's from Carlson or whether it's from Papaw's bull right here. I'm excited. I'm not real sure what color it'll be. I don't know if it'll be a light red or it'll be a lot like Mom. It's untelling. It'll be interesting. But watch these cows. This is how you get it trampled, guys. You lock your cows down into a small, confined area. They can't help but trample it down. Look at this right here. When these cows move through this, and after they move on, it'll be about like somebody drove a bush hog over top of it. Look at that cow right there eating that Johnson grass. Dad's spraying for flies. We're not so hardcore that we won't spray for flies. They some of our regenerative ag guys, and I commend them for it. They work themselves to death trying to control flies, and that's just something we've not made it to yet, but I commend them for doing so and trying.
We got a lot of birds in here feeding off of them, though.
Yeah. And I tell you, I've not seen a whole lot of tree swallows this year. I don't know what the deal is with that, but normally there's several. And Greg Judy would tell me to put up a few darn birdhouses, and that would help. And I know it would.
Back in the spring, there's a bunch in here whenever we went around and clipped this field early on.
Yeah. Those tree swallows, they ain't gonna, I mean, they're like anything. They ain't gonna stay somewhere that they ain't got a good home to sleep in. So I've got a bunch of birdhouses built that's been built for years, and I've had them in the barn, and I've not put them up yet, so it's really my own fault. But guys, I like doing this right here. I like experimenting and seeing the impact that animals can have on the landscape. It's awesome. It's unreal what animals can do, because that's what God designed to take care of the landscape. He designed animals. That's who and what He intended to take care of the landscape. So we're gonna utilize that to the best of our abilities and try to put in the management practices that God ordained at the beginning of time. A lot of your regenerative ag guys will go back to the buffalo days when they roamed the prairies and the plains. Big herds, hundreds of thousands of buffaloes would be on a small area for a very short period of time till they got the grass picked down, and then they would go. And they wouldn't come back until the next year. So that grass had a whole year's worth of rest and recovery, and each year it just come back better. And that's exactly what we're trying to mimic here at Penny Pincher Farm, guys, and it works. I promise you. Look at this, it works. I promise you it does. And your cattle will thank you, and your pocketbook will thank you, guys. So we don't want to keep you too long. YouTube says the longer your video is, the less views it gets. I ain't necessarily worried about that, because this may help somebody. And that's the only reason we're here doing this today, guys. But we thank you. We're going to let the grass grow and give God all the glory. And on behalf of Junior, have a good day.